He's so cool.
Hello everybody, welcome to the newest episode of MAFF'S Movie Show. I took a break last week because it was my birthday. That was all fun. I had a nice weekend, but back to the grind. Once a week. People do this every single day, but I'm doing it once a week because I'm one step ahead. And by one step ahead, I mean I am losing followers and subscribers by the day. I'm getting no views, but this is just fun. It's just fun. Am I rambling? I'm rambling. But yeah, welcome to the show. I'm your host, as always, Charlie Day, and you already see the title. We're going to talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie news that Nintendo announced during one of their newest directs. And what? Everybody, like, you've seen probably some reaction videos out there if you're on the internet. What? And also, I checked out a movie at New York Film Festival the other night, The Tragedy of Macbeth, directed by Joel Coen, one of the Coen brothers, starring Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand. I'll talk about that later, but first, let's get to this insane news about the Mario Brothers movie. So, little context here. I've heard for years that the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993, the year I was born, I'm aging myself. Wow, I didn't even mean to do that. Anyway, yeah, so it's deemed as a horrible movie. For years and years, I was conditioned to think, oh, this is a terrible movie. I have no access to watch it anywhere, but if I ever do, boy, I should not, because it's terrible. One day, this year, a couple months earlier, I found a way to watch it. So I watched it, and it's like an amalgamation of like your typical cheesy 90s action movies, a little bit of Blade Runner in the set design, and you got John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins as respectively Luigi and Mario. And their last names are also Mario, so it's Luigi Mario and Mario Mario. And I'm prefacing to have Luigi first because Luigi is a boss. Anyway, that movie is not bad. Little thing right now, I actually really enjoyed that movie for what it is. Is it a bad movie? Objectively, no movies are objectively bad. But I do see where people are coming from with their disdain for the actual film and how it has nothing to do really with the game property with Nintendo, and it makes sense why Nintendo kind of abandoned Hollywood adaptations after this. But I think it's a pretty fun movie, entertaining movie, regardless of the actual quality of what they did. There are some redeeming qualities there. This new one, it's an animated movie made by the studio that made Despicable Me movies and The Secret Life of Pets, Illumination, and the Minions. How can we forget about those incredible Minions that everybody loves oh so much? I say that sarcastically, but there are some people who probably really like those Minions. Oh, I know you do. I hear you, and I see you, but I disagree with you. Nintendo just nonchalantly announced such a crazy cast. Chris Pratt is voicing Super Mario. Cue the clip that's from Sopranos.
It's anti-Italian discrimination.
You have the guy, the individual, the legend who voices and who has voiced the character for over 2 decades in a cameo role or cameo roles in this movie, and you don't make him? I get you have to have famous actors to sell your movie, because just having a Super Mario movie in general just isn't enough. I know, it's weird, but I understand it. But Chris Pratt?
He's so cool.
What I'm about to say will be emphasized and echoed throughout this entire video, with the other casting news succeeding from this one, because it's the only way I can process this news is that if the movie isn't like straight-laced, fun, family animated movie, you get an audience like me to watch this movie by just casting the most outrageous choices of actors. Because if you just get the standard, like, obvious choices, then why should I watch your Super Mario movie? I don't know. That's how I process it, is that you have Chris Pratt, who is not Italian, right? Like, is he just going to talk like Chris Pratt? Is he going to talk with the Italian accent, which would be the worst thing you could possibly attempt to do, probably? I don't know. I get, like, Martin Scorsese in Shark Tale vibes, where when I watched that movie, I didn't know who Martin Scorsese was when I saw that. But, like, to adults, you watch that and you see the pufferfish with the incredibly over-the-top eyebrows, and you go, haha, it's funny because the pufferfish looks just like Martin Scorsese. Like, is that what this is supposed to be? Like, it's Super Mario, but it's weird because it's Chris Pratt, right? This makes no sense, but it's funny to watch. Is this like one giant adult joke that kids won't be on, but we will be? Is that what this is about? Charlie Day as Luigi, I actually like this casting choice. I like Charlie Day in general. I think he has a really unique voice. I could visualize that. I can visualize that. That's fun. Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. Oh, okay. Premier up-and-coming, hot as magma, molten lava actress. You want to get somebody who's really big right now and still reaching a pinnacle, like climbing up a mountain. She is so hot right now. So hot right now. Yeah, get Anya Taylor-Joy, but just very random choice. Random. Okay, Jack Black as Bowser. This, I'm okay with this too because I can picture Jack Black doing crazy over-the-top voices and maybe even possibly doing musical numbers, singing, doing some heavy metal. Like, I want them to go so insane with Jack Black. Just let Jack Black be Jack Black, kind of like Robin Williams being Robin Williams as the genie. Just let him go all the way. Please. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I can't even... I can't... I don't know who I would personally put in the role of Donkey Kong. I can't even be mad. Like, this is... Like, as you see me, do you realize as I read this, like, it doesn't feel like... I can't perceive this as something that's real yet, still. I need to see this to believe it. But, like, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong sounds hilarious. In theory. We'll have to see. I like it, though. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. I mentioned this to my girlfriend earlier, but I keep picturing the movie Keanu with him and Jordan Peele, where they are using the facade of gangsters when they're really like the whitest black people. And I'm picturing Keegan-Michael Key because he's the timid one who basically does this over-the-top black voice and black persona throughout the entire movie. I just keep picturing that as Toad, and it's driving me insane. What is this movie? And that's your main cast. I keep going back to the point where you really set the tone with Chris Pratt as Super Mario. Like, of all the actors out there to voice the character, you have the voice actor who does it in the movie. Why not just pick him and then surround him with celebrities or famous actors? Why do you have to get John Leguizamo back? I don't know. Just something. Like, it makes me believe that this movie is trying to be really sarcastic and kind of like Deadpool-y, where it's going to be like totally self-referential and meta, and it's trying to be funny, but like we were both in on the joke kind of thing. And it might backfire completely. I want this to be a fun movie. I really do. Like, video game movies, I think, are on the come up. I really do. Even though the upcoming slate of ones right now doesn't seem all that promising, we've been getting decent ones as of late. I want this to be really good. But it's Illumination, and I'm not the biggest fan of their work. I will say it's been really fun watching people that I watch react to this, because especially people who are in the gaming industry. It's just the most outlandish thing. Like, it's the last place you go for Super Mario is Chris Pratt. I keep going back to that because it's just the most ridiculous thing I've heard, and I'm happy for the laugh. And yes, as aforementioned, I did get the chance to go to New York Film Festival, which is going on for the next couple weeks, but I went to opening night to watch The Tragedy of Macbeth, directed by Joel Coen, one of the Coen brothers. I love a lot of their movies, and it stars Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand. It's the classic story and tale of Macbeth, straight from the words of William Shakespeare himself. There's no adaptation that comes to my mind immediately when it comes to Macbeth, but I guess for me this would be the definitive one, because I really like this. Watching this, in the first half, it took me a while to really lock into that old English being spoken aloud. Bruno Del Bonal, the cinematographer, goes so hard, flexing on every frame. You could hang up every frame of this movie on a wall. It's the black and white, but mixed with the way he composes the lighting with the shadows. It feels like you're watching a play that was pre-recorded, but in a way where it's always visually interesting. So even if you're not really into the old-fashioned style of the English and the spoken word, you can always appreciate visually and sonically with the incredible score what's going on there. I think Joel Coen does a really great job directing this, and I think that I'm glad to live in a time where I could watch Denzel Washington speak William Shakespeare dialogue aloud, because man, does he own that. He owns that role of Macbeth. And Frances McDormand does a really great job as Lady Macbeth too. I also really like Corey Hawkins as Macduff. If you're not into Shakespeare, you're going to be bored as hell from this movie. But if you can get into it, there's a lot to really appreciate, aside from what I already mentioned, with the performances themselves, which, especially Denzel, he rocks it. When he goes, like, training day hard on certain monologues, like, you can't help but be transfixed by it, you know? Like, you walk away like, damn, like, that was so much fun to see. I'm going to try to see another movie or two before the festival ends, but it's going to be tough because I work a day job, and going from my day job to the city, commuting multiple hours, then going back home multiple hours, and then waking up for work, kind of did a number on me. Kind of shows me that my body is trying to give me warning signs that I really can't be doing what I did when I was 19 anymore. But yeah, that's my little mini review of the tragedy of Macbeth. I would recommend it if you like Denzel Washington and the cast they have here surrounding him. If you like the Coen brothers, or in this case, Joel Coen, and if you like Shakespeare, if you're into one or more of those elements that I mentioned, worth a watch. It's an hour and a half, so it really doesn't take up too much of your time either. So when it comes out during Christmas time, I would say in that case, then check it out. And with that, that's all we have for this week's episode. Thank you for tuning in to watching all the way through here. If you're still here, I really appreciate if you're still here. I know these videos tend to run a little long sometimes, but if you're still here and you haven't already, you can subscribe. You could ring the bell so you'll be notified every time I make a new video, and do all that fun, nasty stuff. Comment down below. Engage into a discussion so we could talk more about the Super Mario Bros. Movie news, or a tragedy of Macbeth, or anything New York Film Festival related, or whatever you want to talk about. I'm game for just about anything. Yeah, thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. I'll see you guys next week. We'll see what awaits us in the upcoming week for movies news cycles. And yeah, that's it. See you then. Take care. Love y'all. Stay safe. Bye-bye.